G gboogieamerica, yahoo.com, okay, and Gmail, AOL, everywhere else, whatever. Um, okay, so this is 6:30 check-in. It's a little bit before 6:30 this morning. Figure out, what we're gonna talk about before I head out the door. Um, I'm gonna figure out throw some more business credit, Jules, your way. Um, you know, maybe take a question or two and see how it goes. But okay, I just got the notification. I'm live. Okay. All right, so let's see how we gonna. I don't have no notes or anything like that. Well, I do have some notes, but I'm gonna leave you out with the notes. Just before I close this out. But this is like a business credit video per se. I'm just gonna go off the top of my head here and get my thoughts together. But all right, because what I was gonna do today was leave everybody with some resources that they can use. I'm going to research this stuff yourself, and yeah, that's probably better, and see how you can apply it to your business as far as credit resources and things, places to register with, places to know if you didn't already know them. Oh yeah, every day at 6:30, I'm gonna start doing this pretty much. If I have time, I'm gonna start doing this every day. Um, but I got one of the old notebooks out. Like I said, I carry these notebooks with me everywhere I go. They was in the back seat of my car just in case for reference. And it's got between the four notebooks, it's got everything we've ever done. Like it's got the list of the companies we formed in 2006 and 2005, and with the EIN and all that. Just in case you need to use just reference material, because I don't carry a phone, so it's like, uh, so I have hard copies of everything. So today I was gonna just go through some things and just name a few things that people may not even be familiar with. Yeah, yeah, Jay. Let's see, like CCMP, NACM, things like that. But they already written on a notebook. So like before, you know what I'm saying? Like so before I close this out, I got the bracelet like laying on it. You know what I'm saying? So like, well, before I close everything out, I'm sure you. But I got the phone laying on it. Um, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about some stuff about like, cause I don't know, like at this point, it's like hard. It's been hard for me to keep repeating this. Yes, the gray area still works 100%. The business credit, no money down, still works 100%, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like, shoot, I mean, we could get into some great stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like what I was talking about yesterday with the CPNs. That's all gray. That's all. What I was talking about with the credit cards. That's all gray. Putting lights on and stuff. Like we did this when we did the profile live. That's gray. That's as gray as it gets. Like just create somebody from thin air in everybody's face, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's it's not that hard. And then that's just the beginning. Then you can take it down the pass hole of the passport and driver's license rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? It gets even grayer than that. It's kind of bleak. But yeah, because actually I was gonna do so. I was gonna actually uh show some examples with some cards and stuff like that. But I was like, nah. I was like, nah, that probably wouldn't be appropriate. I don't want to be. I have to say for educational purposes, it'll be hard to explain how this is educational. So I will leave some stuff alone and just kind of allude to it and things like that without overtly saying it. So I'm not trying to get in trouble for anything. But I got on this book, this page right here. It's like I guess you call the holy grail of like the resources we use when we set up shelf corps and stuff like that. Some of them we don't use anymore because we got shortcuts that we can use. But like for somebody starting out at the beginning, this is like what you need in your arsenal, like to know all of these places. And it's not just this that's on this paper. There's plenty more, and probably some we don't even know about. But these are the ones we use in different situations, as far as like building credit on a business or a new business, or what we would use a certain tactic on an existing business. We would do it a different way. So it's kind of like that. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I figured I'd just come on here, and I got to make the video longer than a minute, because really what I have to say is usually only like 30 seconds long. But I have to make the video over 1 minute, or to just go to shorts, the YouTube shorts. and even sometimes I can't even find it when I'm pulling up in my own account. I got to look through the videos, and I don't know. And sometimes I can't even find it. So as long as it's more than a minute, 2 minutes long, or something like that, it's okay. But but I could run down some stuff that you may be familiar with that's already on this list, like Manta, Hoover's, Info USA, and Orbis, and things like that. Express Update. We mentioned the Cabela's. We mentioned that plenty of times before. But some of these resources people might not have ever heard of. So, like everybody's heard of Cortera, stuff like that. So I just figured this morning, I'm like, well, I was going through the notebook of something I could share this morning that, I haven't went into depth on it. So I'm like, well, this whole page explains itself. So, I mean, I guess I can show it right now while I'm talking. So, hold on. Let me focus in on this thing right here. Let's see if it can get there. I don't know. See, I'm trying to get, yeah, all right. So at least it'll be on camera, so I don't really have to explain it. Okay, I feel okay, I got you. But yeah, I'm just trying to screen back so you can really, there we go. Like I'm gonna leave it right there. And some more over here. I don't know if they're coming through good or not. I let everybody just research them on their own. And that way see how you can apply these things to your company or whatever you have going on. I don't know, hopefully it's focusing in pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Moody's. I think some people are familiar with Moody's. But yeah, because when I came across the page, I'm like, yeah, this is something I could just, send a screenshot out so everybody can, maybe Google out these resources and see if it'll help you in any kind of way at all. What's that? Risk management, yeah. And this is my handwriting, so yeah, it's chicken scratch. Yeah, these are options. Yeah, these are like when you're building it, like research these options, and they in one way or another it'll help you along your journey towards business credit. It depends on what your situation is in, but every one of these in one way or another is a form of is a resource for credit or being in the system faster. But this is like our base. This is what we use pretty much. At least one out of well, maybe no more than one, maybe 5 or 6 of these things off this paper we use regularly. And like I said, we have shortcuts now, so we don't. Sometimes we don't. Even like when we try merge stuff, like it's really 10 things you should do. But if everybody watched the video, I took it down now though. But I can do 3 things and get away with it, or 4 things and get away with it. But this is like the overkill sheet right here. This is the kill sheet. And hopefully it focuses in. I'm going to put this thing back down. And you can see the stars on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can see stars next to certain stuff so you can see what it is. Like the favorite, like the fan favorites and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's got stars on them. That's got 4 stars on it. And yeah, so I guess that's good. I guess everybody can own. I don't know. You get that in there. Yeah. So I just figured I'd share some of those resources today with everybody, and figured that'd be a good tidbit for today before I head out. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. I'll take some questions though. Definitely. I got a few more minutes. Yeah. Yes, you can. You can add the profiles as director, CEO, CFO, COO. Absolutely. The only thing you can't do is set up a EIN with a profile because it's a direct link to the Social Security Administration. So, but once you use whatever social you use to get the EIN, after that, that's all you need. You can use that like we do. You use the same person as a registered agent for every company. The person doesn't exist, but that doesn't matter. The original person will apply for the EIN. It matters who's the CEO, who's the president, who's the chairman, who's the secretary. Those all of those can be profiles. That's how our business is set up from the beginning. So there's nobody to chase. There's nobody to go after. They don't exist. Yeah, I take some questions. I love questions because it helps me. It keeps me from rambling on. Because like these days, we mostly just do CPM profiles. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Yeah, because I told myself, like, because I don't really make videos anymore. So I was like, well, before make this commute every morning, I just, if I, even if it's just for 5 minutes or something, if I could come up with something, I just jump online and try to give a good tip or tidbit for the day. Because we mostly, like I said, we mostly focus on profiles these days and like brick and mortar businesses. Oh, that's okay. Go ahead, type it on the phone. I hear y'all. Yeah, I kind of like, yeah, because I don't know. It's hard to explain what I use. Like, I don't have a phone. Like, I got satellite messages. Like here's one my grandkid be using. See what I'm saying? It's all the screen is all cracked and all that. But yeah, see, that's not a phone though. You know what I'm saying? It's not a phone at all. It's definitely not a phone. It's got lasers and all that on it. It's definitely not a phone. I mean, but I could put an app on here and call somebody if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I can't see. Hold on, let's see. I couldn't see what that just said. I don't know. Alright. I don't think I got that last question. I seen it flash up on the screen, but I don't know how to bring it back. Let's see. Because I don't do this all the time, so I'm trying to figure this thing out. Okay, let me turn the light on. There we go. All right, but yeah, I'm sure I know how to do that earlier. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it's not like we hide it from anybody. It's just like that's just how my life started out. Like I started out as a young boy muling drugs, and the OGs put the work in my back seat and gave me an ID that wasn't me, and that's how I was taught from the beginning. And then ever since then, I just kept the same ID, and then learned how to make them, and then it was chop shop era, and learning how to make VIN numbers for cars and stickers and like, and it's then doing green cards and stuff like that. What's the fastest way to get a high limit? The fastest way. I mean, the fastest way depends on the resources you have. The fastest way for profile, it depends on you. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the budget. Like, if you have cash laying around, you can always get a secured card for the profile. Whatever amount of money you have, you just sit it in there and use the money. It's your money. It never goes anywhere. You buy things and you pay back your own money. And after a few months, the secure credit card, like Citibank, whatever, Wells Fargo, they'll start letting you get in their pocket a little bit. So what if you start up like 200? Next thing you'll have 500. You start out with 2,000. Next thing you have 5,000. So it just depends on the resources you have. Like if you and then a bunch of AUs. You don't really necessarily need trades, but a bunch of AUs. Because AUs lead the trades. And I mean, it depends on what your situation is. Like it depends on what you need at the moment. My philosophy is always throw everything, the kitchen sink at everything, man. Everything depends. It depends on what you like. If it's a slow moving, like, look, I'm gonna set this up. I'm not gonna need it till next year. Then you can take your time a little. Okay, 5,000. Okay, $5,000 budget. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's a good question. Because see, me, like as you can see in my notebook, like the first thing I would do is turn to a clean page and start writing it down. Okay, $5,000 budget, and say I need 50,000. What would be the best, or maybe 65,000? What would be the best way to spread that around to get it the quickest? Um, mm. I had to go with some big boys. I had to go with some like and some regulars. Like I definitely put something like maybe $1,000 on a Capital One automatically because they oh my god, like they're so easy and they help you build credit so fast all day long. Um, Probably throw 1,000 in self. Uh, because self is good. It's a CD base, like I was talking about way back in the days, years ago when I first started this channel, talk about borrowing against CDs. Now they actually have a company that lets you do that yourself. Like you sign up, they set you a CD up, and you're borrowing from yourself. That's always the best way. Like it's your money. Every time you use the card, every time you spend something, you're just paying yourself back. So even at the end of whatever the term it is, the money's still there. It didn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And now you're in somebody else's, you can take all yours back and whatever's left, now you have credit on all those avenues using your money that you started out with. You know what I'm saying? And the more you put in, the more they'll trust you because they can see how you're spending your own money. So he put his own 5,000 in, he's spending it conservatively and paying it back. I think we could trust him with 5 of our own and see what he does and see where he goes with it. So it's kind of like that mentality all the way across the board. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep my money in like the credit union. I love the credit union especially. Oh my god! But you just leave the money in there, and they watch your spending, they watch your deposits, they watch your withdrawals, and they watch how responsible you are with your own money. So that way, they have a pattern to base it on. They know what they'll loan you. They'll know what you can handle. They know if you're over your head because they're watching you how you spend your own money. So I'm like, wow, like he's not even spending 20% of his own money and paying it back. Yeah, we can match that. You know what I mean? And if you spread it around at the right places, like I said, Capital One, like one of the self CDs, it's kind of like Self Lender, but it's called Self. It's not Self Lender. It's just called Self. But they do got Self Lender as well. Does the same thing. I'd get a Wells Fargo secured card for another 1,000, and even not TD Bank, maybe TD or Bank of America. And I'll put the rest in there. Well, another 1,000 there because I spread 1,000 like 5 places, but 4 places, and maybe 3 or 4 $200 secure cards. Because they're right there. That right there that gives you like 5, 6 trade lines right off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? Primary accounts, and then you add your AUs on behind that to back it up. You know what I'm saying? You're looking strong, 7 and some change score right at the gate. You can make your own AUs. Yeah, I would advise not to buy them anymore. Because like we had a guy we was buying from, like we told this dude what we were doing trades. We told this dude, like, just deal with us because we report. We can't even play with our reporting anymore because they really watch you. He didn't listen. He got in bed with somebody else, and he was just you make t-shirts and tell him like you can't report but so much, man. Oh, Navy Fed is good. Navy Fed is wonderful, yes. I would just say keep in good standing with them. And I don't know what your personal scores are, but try to get a loan from them. Like even if these scores are terrible, just approach them about it and see what they tell you because they'll bend over backwards to give it to you. They'll just tell you what criteria you have to meet. Can't have charge-offs or can't be in the middle of a bankruptcy. Like they would tell you their guidelines. They'll look at your scores and be like, well, yeah, yes or no. And they'll tell you, if they say no, they'll tell you why. And they'll tell you, well, you come back to us and get your scores up 50 more points. We got you. Nah, AU is easy. AU is just, say if you have, like, say you have Navy Fed or like say you have a Discover card that's in your name and it's in good standing. Like even if it's maxed out, but it's not behind. It's in good standing. The AU is where you make a profile. You get the profile, tri-merge and everything, and you add that profile to your card, making it an authorized user on your card. So that's all that is. If you have any like current, even department store cards, whatever, gas cards, whatever, you just add your profile to that account, and that makes it an AU, an authorized user, and it gets to share the credit history from that card. AUs are not as strong as trades. As primary accounts, but they still count. They'll give you a score. It'll be generic, but it'll give you 6 and some change starting out. So that puts the profile on the map in 2 weeks. You like we did the other day. You make the name, you try merge the name, I added to one of my, I added to a Walmart card, a credit card, or Sam's Club credit card or something, and in 2 weeks it has a score. Not a strong enough score to really do anything, but it has a score. So that leads to the next step. Then I can get my secure cards from Capital One, secure card from Citibank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all with my money, 200 to 200 to 2,000, whatever. And when I use that card and pay that card my own money back, now I have all the several however many AUs that I was able to add to it, plus starting it off on its own primary journey. Like, because a primary is a first-hand account that you're responsible for. Authorized users just being on somebody else's account, but you need those primaries. And it's really easy. It's really easy. I mean, it takes like 2 weeks. Like the AUs that get you the score, the secured cards won't, just applying for them won't lower your score with inquiries or anything. And whatever your score starts out with the AU, it just goes up from there. It doesn't go down. So just you pop up on the map out of nowhere with a 640 or 660 and a few primaries, and over the next over the next 30 to 60 days, you up in the high 680s on your way to 700. Yeah, it's really that simple. It really is. It just depends on me. I like to write things down. I like to write them down. I like to write them down and then try to knock them down at the same time. Like, write down a good plan and then try to dissect it and try to figure out why it's not a good plan. Because I'm good at that. Like, somebody will bring me something and I'll immediately tear their idea down and send them back to their desk crying. Like, nah, that's not a good idea. Why is that? Well, did you think about this? Did you think about that? Well, what happens if this happened? Yeah, you didn't think about that. Yeah, go back, redo it, and come back to me. Yeah, so once you write it all out and then relook at it and see why it won't work and you can't come up with a reason, then it's usually a pretty good plan. Yeah, it's usually a pretty good plan. Paid them down 2% and they kept reporting to. That's right. Thank you. That's right. That's right. So you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. So you get it already. You already know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now you could do that exact same thing with a profile. Exact same thing. Exact same thing. You could even make the profile authorized user your Navy Federal account. Yeah, and they'll keep reporting sometimes for 12 months. Non-stop. Like I said, it just depends on what you're trying to do. Like, you're trying to buy a house or invest in real estate, or just I know some people that just want the scores just to have them. Like, that don't have any particular goal or anything in mind, particularly, but they just want them to have them. Like, yeah, I heard this is a good idea to have a good credit score, and I'm just so used to these profiles at this point where it's just like I can create it from thin air and make it a 700. And if my ID scan guy is still active, I can get scans for. That's usually my move. I'll set something up, apply for a Cash App card, send them the book, it scans, and that usually passes. So now that got me, and that puts the profile into the banking credit bureau as well. Yep. So now now the profile that didn't exist actually has a card that can get direct deposit, the whole shebang. Yes, that's right. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, I try to take the load of least resistance. It's like, okay, well, I don't need to immediately try to. I just set the profile up yesterday. I don't immediately try to get an account at Bank of America. Nah, I'll go get a NetSpend card or something, or Cash App card or something. If I can get past them, because just try merging just gets you in the credit bureaus, the big three and however many other. But the banking industry has its own credit bureaus. So once you get a card, you're in that early warning systems and stuff like that, check systems and stuff like that. Now you're able to be located across the spectrum. Well, getting it high, man. The only way you can get it high is you got to spend. Like you got to use high. It's like you got. It's hard to explain. Like you got to use it to get it up there. Like for a good example, this is probably the best example. The only way to get an American Express Black Card is to spend $250,000 a year with a regular American Express card. Then they invite you to join. But if you just got a regular American Express card, you're just spending using it for your bills, $2,000-3,000 a month here and there. You'll never get invited for a platinum card or anything like that. But if you maxing it out and spending it and paying it back because it's only a 30-day card, you max it, you spend it, you max it, spend it. I don't know. I could get in contact with him and see if he still do. I could try to get in contact. A lot of these guys, they disappear. Yeah, I got some people looking for the PPP guy because so they can get their forgiveness in, and they don't even have their login because he did it. We can't find this dude. Like everything is good. Like everybody got their money, but it's like now it's time to pay it back. It's still not too late for the forgiveness, and you can't log in. You don't know the login. He did all of that. So I can check to see if he's still around, but I would imagine he is because he's lucky. I don't like. I used to be in that realm, and I don't really care to go back into it. It's not enough money in it. Like, but yeah, I used to do IDs and passports and green cards and all that. But yeah, it's not really a huge market for it unless you're in like the business we're in. Like now, if I knew how to do it and had the equipment, I'd probably dabble in it because that way I can have the profiles and have the complimentary IDs to show people how to open up bank accounts with them and stuff like that. All these Cash App, because once you got Cash App, you really don't need a bank account. Yeah, the profile doesn't exist. You can move money back and forth. You can take direct deposit. You can wire money using it. That's all you really need. Once you get a couple of transactions under your belt, then you can go to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, TD Bank, or whatever, because there's a history. Like when they check you, you're in there. Then you don't even, at that point, you don't even need ID anymore. You don't even need a scan. Like that's the best feeling when you just fill something out or a Cash App card, they run you and they don't even ask you for ID. They don't ask you to take a picture of the front and back of your license and nothing like that. And then from there, nobody will ask you. As long as your information matches when you put it in. And what time is it? I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go. So yeah, I just wanted to pop in and again, for those I might as well show up one more time. Like, let me see if I can turn this light on. Yeah. Just making sure people still get a copy of this list. And everybody can research what they do and what they're for and see if it's something you can use for your business. And if not, man, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it. Just want to make sure it's legible. Because I do write like chicken scratch. Yeah, I know that one is. There we go. Yeah, he stopped. That's the guy I was talking about, the trade line guy. Like that's the guy I was saying we was working pretty good, and we were telling him like because he had just started reporting. He was trying to get TransUnion. He already had the other two, and we were telling him because like I'm like, yo, dude, like you have a T-shirt company. You can't post $40,000 trades and stuff like that. Like, so it was like we was working with him, but we tried to tell him, but he met somebody else, and then they had him doing God knows what, and he lost all his lost his ability to report. He was still in his probationary stage. Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you listening, man. And anybody out there, like I'm gonna try to do this every morning, but sometimes it's hard to figure out something to talk about. But that's why I said let me go through these notebooks because one of these pages will hit me, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, let's talk about this today. And some of the stuff is probably not ethical to talk about. That's in this notebook. Oh yeah, got a lot of stuff in here. Monty's, damn. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, yesterday, yeah, we talked about profiles yesterday and the numbers we had. I think we're down to like eight CPN numbers today. They'll probably go before the sun comes up for sale. Um, and that blank page one that's gone already. So that's not that. That was for sale yesterday. That's already gone. I don't know. I might do another one tomorrow. Um, so everybody can watch it. Might do some different things, add some twists to it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he left us and a couple of my profiles. Like, so half of them got posted, and then I contacted him like, what happened? And he was like, he went and checked, and he was like, he got an email saying they set him up or something like that. Yeah, I tried to tell him. I'm like, dude, you got a t-shirt company, man. You can't, you know, wholesaling, a couple thousand at tops. Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, any question you got, just let me know. I'm about to log off of this thing, man. I hope everybody have a good morning. Like I said, we got 8 numbers left. I think they're gonna do some more because they got an order for about 20 or 30 numbers. Because yesterday I told everybody, I don't know why I said that, 20 for 50. And I mean, yeah, 20 for 50, and then they hit me like, yo, what's going on? You told people, 20 numbers. I was like, yeah, my bad. I was in the middle of a rant. So now they gotta make it up. They gotta make up like 20, 30 more numbers today. So that's what they'll be doing this morning. And they'll probably be gone like before the sun comes up. So but yeah, I'm gonna try to do this every morning and make an announcement and try to give some little tidbit of knowledge if that'll help somebody for the day. So, all right, y'all enjoy your morning. Yeah, I'm late. Yeah, I gotta go. All right, G Boogie.